Good morning. I'm recording from outside this morning. Find a comfortable seat on your mat, maybe placing a bolster underneath the hips or a blanket, and just begin to move the body around. Taking some inhales and exhales here, long and full, perhaps exhaling out of the mouth, sighing out any energy that doesn't serve you this morning, just clearing the space around the body. Begin to roll the shoulders, drop the chin to the chest, and find some movement within the spine. As you're ready, we'll begin to settle into stillness. Taking deep inhales and deep exhales. Setting an intention for your practice today as that allows us to connect deeper to the reasons as to why we're on the mat. Connect the hands at heart center and then bow the chin to the chest, sealing in the intention for your practice. As you're ready, we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So begin to lay down on the spine. Draw the knees in, and then let the knees butterfly open as the soles of the feet come together. Press the heels in, press the big toes together, the pinky toes. Feel the connection through all four corners of the feet. And then allow the muscles to begin to relax around the hips, the knees dropping closer to the floor. Perhaps bring the right hand to the belly and the left hand to the heart. Feel the breath move from the pelvic floor all the way through the crown of the head. Deep inhales and longer exhales. As you're ready, we'll begin to draw the knees back into the center, and then hug the left knee into the chest, interlacing the fingertips around the left shin. Extend the right leg long for Pavanamuktasana. Working on deep hip flexion here. Use the bicep muscles to draw the left knee down. And then we'll find a bind around either the big toe or around the edge of the foot for half happy baby, the left sole of the foot reaching up towards the ceiling. And then find some sway in the hips, moving left and right, just bringing some motion and lubrication into the left hip joint. On an inhale, straighten the leg, sole of the foot to the sky. And as you exhale, draw the knee back down, half happy baby. Inhale to find length. Exhale, draw down and squeeze in. Once more, inhale. Once more, exhale. Take the left leg to figure four and let the left knee drop down towards the ground. Let it be heavy, let the hip fall down. And then plant through the right foot, keeping that figure four orientation, and draw the knees into the chest, interlacing the hands behind the right thigh. Maybe pressing the left elbow against the left leg here. And then actively flexing both feet back towards the knees, finding that flexion through the foot. We'll plant down through the right heel. Once more, keep the orientation of the legs, and then drop the legs off towards the right side with that figure four shape. Press the right palm into the inner left thigh, press the leg away from you, and then reach the left arm up and overhead long through the left side body. Three-dimensional breath through the left rib cage. Rise back to center, untangle the legs, and hug both knees in the chest in order to neutralize the hips. This time, Pavanamuktasana on the right side. Extend the left leg long, interlace the hands, non-dominant grip. Draw the right knee into the chest. Breathe deep, massaging the organs. Half happy baby. Find your bind either around the edge of the foot or peace finger grip around the big toe. And then find your sway, left and right, right and left. Now inhale, sole of the foot to the sky. Lengthen the leg up towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch and the activation through the hamstring. And exhale, draw back in, knee to chest, knee to rib cage on that outside edge. Inhale, lengthen, straighten the leg. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, squeeze down and in, working the breath with the movement. Inhale, straighten the leg, nice and controlled. And this time we release to that figure four shape, cross the right ankle over the extended left leg. Let the right knee drop down, the muscles releasing. And then bend through the left knee, find the figure four. Interlace the hands behind the left leg, and then work the knees in closer to the chest. Maybe pressing the right elbow here against the outer right thigh. Finding a slight lean to that right side will deepen the left hip stretch. Keep the chin slightly tucked to the chest. Release the left foot down to the mat. Keep the orientation of the legs and find the figure four drop off to the left side. Press the left hand against the right inner thigh. The right arm reaches up and overhead. Relax the arm down on the ground and release the gaze over the right side. Breathe into the right side body. Expand through the edges of the lungs, the back of the rib cage. Arriving back at neutral, uncross the legs, and then draw both knees into the chest, neutralizing the hips. And we'll rise to a comfortable seat, crossing the ankles, and coming into our tabletop position. Shoulders and wrists in one line, knees and hips. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, and exhale, round through the spine like our cat posture. Inhale, heart forward, belly drops, shoulder blades squeezing together. And exhale, squeeze, round, and draw in, belly button to spine. Maybe tuck the toes under this time as you come into your cow posture, deepening. And as you exhale again, round through the spine, cat. Inhale, belly drops, toes under, heart forward, gaze forward. Exhale, laces down, press into the shins, round through the spine, draw the chin to the chest. Inhale, belly drops, toes under. This time, flatten through the toes, walk the arms forward, connect the palms, heart melting pose. Drop the chest down to the mat, keeping the hips stacked over the knees. Press firmly down into the shins. This will help you ground for stability. Crawl the fingertips forward. Find length underneath of the armpits, opening up through the connective tissue, the lymphatic system here. Letting that area breathe. The chin can stay connected to the mat for depth in the posture. Maybe more heart opening. And as you're ready, we'll slide forward into Sphinx pose. Keep the toes tucked underneath of you. Press down through the thumb side of the hand, and as you inhale, draw the chest through the bicep muscles, keeping the forearms rooted into the mat. Press the pubic bone down into the ground. Now drop the left ear to the left shoulder, and roll down chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder. As you exhale, drop chin to chest, roll it down. And then inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, center. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. And we'll rise back to center. Stack the palms, walk the elbows, and rest the forearm down on the palms, lowering the body all the way to lay on the stomach. Take a couple of breaths here. Neutralizing the spine from our little heart opener. Now take the palms underneath of you, walk them back, and move into child's pose. Take a couple of breaths to get here. So maybe massage the rib cage left and right, find a little sway. Find your breaths. Draw the hips back towards the heels, and then we find our child's pose. Letting the forehead melt down to the mat. The hips keep working back towards the heels. And then the breath expands through the back body, reaching up towards the sky. On your next inhale, press into the shins, rise up to tabletop, and make your way into downward facing dog. Move authentically here. Find your movements, bend through the knees, sway through the hips, bounce through the chest. Take what you need. A couple of breaths in this time to just move like you, to flow like you. And whenever you're ready, without rush, finding our settling shape. Find your breath here. Relax the neck. Press evenly into the fingertips. And on your next inhale, rise the right leg up towards the ceiling. Keep the hips level. Keep the pinky toes squaring down. And then bend the knee, roll the hip open. Keep the right armpit squaring towards the mat. Point the right kneecap up towards the sky. Squeeze the right heel into the left sit bone. And as you exhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands. Find runner's lunge. And length through the crown of the head. And then lower the left knee down, untuck the left toes. Moving through a Kriya here. Inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, straighten through the right leg. Draw the right toes back. Fold the belly button over the thigh. Inhale, chest forward, left hip melts low. Exhale, straighten and draw back. Inhale, heart forward, press firmly down into the left shin. Exhale, straighten, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, chest forward, hips low. Exhale, draw it back and draw it long. Inhale, chest forward. This time, walk the hands up the right thigh, root down through the left shin. Bring the hands to the hips to begin. Squeeze the elbows in towards one another, in towards the midline of the body. Drop through the left hip. And if you're ready, reach the arms up and overhead, finding Calleigh Mudra. Cross the thumbs and the first fingers. Interlace all of the rest, let them fold into the hand. As you breathe in, reach the fingertips tall. And as you breathe out, draw the fingertips back, biceps by the ears. Let the heart open, the left hip melting and sinking. Root down through the right big toe and the left shin. That will help you ground into stability. Stay with me now. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, let the hands come and frame the front foot. Straighten through the right leg for Ardha Hanumanasana. This time we stay in a static stretch. Inhale, lengthen the spine long. And exhale, fold belly button to thigh. The left shoulder softens. The left shoulder is working towards the right big toe, so there's a slight thoracic twist here. Keep the chin long, gazing forward at the toes. Keep the spine long. Work the right hip back and the left hip forward, so the thighs are squeezing and scissoring in towards one another. Even inhales and longer exhales. Rebend into the right knee. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee off the mat, plant the left palm, and as you inhale, twist the spine open into revolved runner's lunge. Reach the right arm tall, and then as you exhale, take it back into surfer's lunge. Bend into the left knee, release the right toes up to the sky. Inhale, come forward and twist, left palm plants, right arm reaches. And exhale, surfer's lunge into the left knee, bend to the back of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, twist, revolve the spine. Exhale, surfer's lunge, bend into the left knee. If you're ready for Skandasana, feel free to drop all the way down and then rebend, come forward, twist open, right arm touches up. And exhale, plant the right palm, runner's lunge. Rounded warrior 3. As you inhale, float up and off the mat, the left toes reaching up towards the sky. Again, hips level, hips even. Left pinky toe finds internal rotation through the hip and squares down to the mat. Fingertips stay stacked underneath the shoulders. And forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale to lengthen the spine long. And exhale, fold over the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Drop the belly towards the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, fold. As you fold, lift the kneecaps. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Take ragdoll with the arms swaying left and right. Maybe bend the knees deeply here. Lay the belly button down onto the thighs. Or keep the legs straight, whatever feels good for your back, your low back, your hamstrings. Bending the knees creates space. Release the fingertips down. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. And keep rising all the way up. Reverse swan dive, arms reach up and overhead. And exhale, draw the hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up and around, palms connect up and overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold over the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen the spine. As you exhale, plant the palms, go back to downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. Inhale, come high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees into the chest. Inhale, straighten through the legs. Exhale, melt the heels down. Inhale, tippy toes, come high. Exhale, knees to chest, bend down and in. Inhale, straighten through the legs. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale, find height. Exhale, knees to chest, sink low. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, melt the heels. Left leg lifts, inhale, three-legged dog. Find level hips, and then bend the knee, roll the hip open. Squeeze the left heel in towards the right sit bone. Make sure the left armpit stays down towards the mat, both shoulder blades squaring down. And then step forward as you exhale into runner's lunge. The left knee and the left ankle in one line. The back of the right knee lifted. Find a moment in strength. And then lower the right knee down, untuck the right toes. As you inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, straighten through the legs. Kriya flow, breath with movement. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, straighten and draw back. Inhale, heart lifts, right hip melts down. Exhale, draw it back, straighten through the left leg. Inhale, shift forward. Collarbones shine forward. Exhale, straighten and draw back. Flex the toes back. Inhale, shift. This time, walk the hands to the top left thigh. Press down into the left big toe. Press down into the right shin. Draw the hands to the hips and squeeze the elbows together. Start to open the heart, and as you're ready, inhale, lengthen the arms up and overhead. Kali Mudra the fingers. Find the opposite grip on the mudra. We inhale to find length and stretch tall, and then exhale, we draw the fingertips back behind us, the biceps behind the ears. Let the heart open from the rib cage. Knit the inner corners of the rib cage together. Belly button drawing towards the spine. Support the low back. And then exhale, hands frame the front foot. Straighten, draw back through Ardha Hanumanasana. We inhale to find length. And then exhale, melt and lower down. The gaze is still forward at the toes. The left hip is drawing back behind you. The right hip scissoring forward towards the left big toe. So we're scissoring the inner thighs together, squaring the hips off. Slight rotation, the right armpit dropping down towards the left big toe. Let the right shoulder soften. Now begin to inhale, rebend into the left knee, tuck through the back right toes, lift the right knee, and float up and off, find grounded warrior. Inhale, reach the left arm up, revolve the spine open, and exhale, take it back into surfer's lunge, bend into the right knee, the left toes release up. As you inhale, come forward, twist the spine, left arm reaches. Exhale, draw it back, sit low through the hips, the right heel stays planted. Inhale, twist, come forward, revolve the spine open. Exhale, draw it back, draw it low, find your movement. Inhale, forward to the top of the mat, twist the spine, left arm reaches up to the sky, And exhale, draw it back. Inhale, come forward and twist. Left arm reaches up. And exhale, plant the left palm. As you inhale, float forward, grounded warrior 3. The fingertips stay grounded and rooted underneath of the shoulders. The right leg reaches up to the sky. Find that internal rotation of the left hip. The pinky toe squares down, straight and through the right leg, like you're stamping a footprint on the wall behind you, taking the bend out of the knee. And we come into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, shoulder blades down and together. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, walk the fingertips back as you fold. Keep walking them back towards the heels. Inhale, lengthen. And this time, Padahastasana from behind. You can take a grip of the calf muscles behind the lower ankle around the Achilles tendon and pull from there, or scoop up the heels from behind. Squeeze the elbows together, zippering them up behind the lower calf. Work the shoulders, use the bicep and the tricep strength to pull you into this forward fold. Keep lifting through the kneecaps. Fire up the quad muscles. As the crown of the head relaxes, the crown of the head rolling down towards the toes, the forehead reaching down towards the shins. And release the grip. Inhale to halfway lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. As you inhale, reach up and around, reverse swan dive, palms connect overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up and around, connect the palms. Exhale, hinge at the hips, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen the spine. As you exhale, plant the palms, downward facing dog. Hips lift up and back, melt the chest towards the thighs. Inhale, come high onto the toes. Exhale, knees to chest, sink low. Inhale, straighten through the legs. And exhale, melt the heels. Inhale, tippy toes, hips lift high. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, straighten through the legs. Exhale, melt the heels down. Once more, inhale. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, melt the heels. Right leg lifts on an inhale, three-legged dog. Now this time, open the hip, keep the legs straight, pada bandha the feet, splay the toes. Let the right hip stack on top of the left hip even though the right leg is straight. Square the right armpit down. Keep stretching out through the right leg. And as you exhale, step forward, right foot in between the hands. Drop the back left heel at 45 degrees. Root down through the foot. Press into the knife edge and the cartwheel up and open. Bend into the right knee. Find warrior 2. The right knee stacks over the right ankle. The back of the left leg engaged. As you inhale, reach forward. Reverse your warrior. This time straighten through the right leg for radiant triangle. Keep reaching the chest back. And then hip hinge forward. Deepen that right hip crease. Lengthen long. Stretch the right fingertips long. And then release the right hand down to the top of the foot to block the inside or the outside of the leg. And the left arm stretches tall for triangle pose. Crown of the head lengthens forward. The right leg finds external rotation so that inner pant seam rolls up and open towards the sky as the left foot stamps down into the mat. Draw the right hip underneath the body so it rolls underneath of the belly button. Lift the kneecaps. Now look down at the right big toe. Soften through the right knee. Release the left heel and rise up to half moon. The left leg floats up and off the mat. The right wrist releases to about 2 o'clock position. The left arm over the left shoulder. And then stamp the right big toe down into the mat. This will help engage the quad muscle. This will help focus your balance. Find one solid drishti point in front of you, on the ground below you, at your horizon level, or up and overhead. Now soften through the right knee, cartwheel back open, find warrior two. Reverse your warrior on an inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Let the hands come to the inside and then crawl all the way to the back of the mat. Lower the right knee down, untuck the right toes for lizard posture. You can stay up on the hands to start with the arms straight. Let the right hip melt down, the chest open. If you're ready, you can begin to walk the forearms down to the mat if that feels comfortable in your range of motion today. Keep drawing the chin forward, the gaze forward, the spine long. The hip melting low. Press the left big toe down, sealing the foot down. Now if you'd like to take a twist and a quad stretch here, straighten through the arms. Reach back with the left hand, grab onto the left foot. Begin to melt the right hip down. Twist the left chest open, so the right rib cage is pressing the left chest open to a twist. If you'd like to take this twist deeper, drop down through the right elbow, melt down again through the right hip, and then twist through the upper body. Maybe the left big toe, that left inside of the foot opens off the mat, the left knee popping out to the side. Keep hugging in through the right heel. The right heel is working in towards the body instead of pressing away. And gently release the bind, plant through the left palm, retuck through the right toes, lift the right knee. Straighten through both legs and draw it back as you exhale, and then inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round through the spine, straighten through both legs. Inhale, sink low, right hip drops, right knee hovers. Inhale, draw back, straighten through both legs. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, straighten, lift the hips back. Heart forward. Right knee down to a hover. Straighten and draw back on an exhale. This time, pop the foot forward into Parsvottanasana. Root down through the back right leg. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, square the hips, and then exhale, fold the chest over the left thigh. Maybe the hands walk slightly forward. Keep gazing forward, long spine here. Chin is reaching towards the toes. Straighten through both legs, seal the feet down. Keep drawing the left hip back, the right hip forward. And level hips. Even inhales and longer exhales. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, step forward to forward fold, widen the feet, and then as you exhale, sit down into Malasana, Yogi squat. We'll find another Kriya flow in here. So inhale, straighten through the legs, pivot the toes forward to parallel. And then exhale, sit low, find Malasana. Nice and fluid motion. Inhale, straighten the legs, pivot the toes to face forward. And then exhale, turn the toes out, sit the hips low, sink down, Malasana squat, Yogi squat. Inhale, straighten, lift, forward fold over the thighs. Exhale, sit low, chest tall, hands sealed at heart center. This time, hold Malasana. Bring the chest tall. Use the elbows, press the knees wide as the hips sink down towards the mat. Grow the crown of the head taller as the hips sink lower. Maybe close the eyes here. Now plant the palms, straighten the legs, forward fold, and exhale. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Plant the palms, exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Melt the chest back towards the thighs. A couple of breaths here. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged. Start with a level hip. Now point through the toes, roll the hip open, keeping the legs straight this time. So reach the toes up towards the sky, Pada Bandha the feet. Melt the right heel down, straighten through the right leg, activating through the right hamstring. Now as you exhale, step forward in between the hands, root down through the back foot at a 45-degree angle. And as you're ready, we inhale, sweep the arms open, cartwheel up to warrior two. Bend low into the left knee, find the depth of the left hip. Reach the left palm forward. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. Stay low through the left leg. Come into radiant warrior. Straighten through the left leg. Keep drawing the chest back. And then as you exhale, hinge and reach forward. Deepen the left hip crease and find triangle posture. That left arm comes down. The right arm reaches up. Lengthen through the spine. The crown of the head is reaching forward. The inseam of the left pant leg finding external rotation so that inner pant line's rotating up towards the sky, and then the back right quad muscle is activated, the kneecap pulling up towards the hip. Release the gaze down towards the left foot. The left hand comes to 11 o'clock, and then we float up and off the mat, coming to our half moon posture. Pada bandha the toes once more. So this is the position between a pointed and a flexed foot, with the toes splaying out wide. Find your steady dristi, your external gaze, your internal mental focus, the steadiness of your breath. And then soften through the left knee, cartwheel open once more, warrior two, soft landing through the back foot. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, take it down, crawl all the way towards your right side. Come into lizard posture. And stay lifted on the back left knee for a moment. And then melt the left knee down, untuck the left toes. Either stay straight through the arms, keep melting the left hip down, or come down to the forearms. Remember, the gaze is forward here. We're trying to keep a long spine. We also have the option to take the twist if you did so on side one, or if you'd like to play here. The left palm stays grounded. Reach back with the right hand. Find a grip on the left ankle. And begin to rotate the right chest open. The left rib cage pushing under to reach and open the right side of the heart. Keep drawing the left heel in towards the body. Now, if you like to take this a step further, lower the left elbow and forearm down, and then retwist and remelt through the hips. Retwist through the spine. Maybe that inner right foot releases off the mat, but find a half flex position here so we're protecting through the knee as we rotate the spine. Let the chest be free here. The muscles relax through the throat and through the back of the head and the neck. Now we'll plant through the right palm, unravel the spine, tuck through the left toes, and lift the left knee. Straighten through the legs as you exhale, and then inhale, heart forward, belly low. Exhale, take it back, straighten through both legs. Inhale, hover the left knee and come forward, let the left hip drop. Exhale, draw back and straighten. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lift. Inhale, come back. This time we come to Parsvottanasana. Step the left foot in halfway. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the thigh. Long through the spine. So the hands walk forward, maybe framing the front foot. The chin is long, gazing towards the big toes. Draw the right hip back, draw the left hip forward, and imagine level hips. So if we put a teacup on your sacrum, on that low spine, it would be level and steady here. The fluid and the liquid even in the cup. Breathe in and breathe out, long exhales. This time inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, come to forward fold, and then exhale into your Malasana squat. Lower the hands, inhale, straighten the legs, turn the toes forward. Exhale, rebend the knees, turn the toes out, sink the hips low. Hands lower, inhale, straighten the legs, find the hamstring opening, lower the chest. And exhale, rebend, yogi squat. Hands come to heart center. Lower the palms, inhale, straighten the legs, fold over the thighs. Exhale, rebend into the knees, toes release out to the side. This time we stay in our Malasana squat. We'll find a twist. Plant the left palm, take the left tricep muscle, press it against the inner left thigh, and then reach the right arm up towards the sky. Keep sinking the left hip low, even pressure in both feet as the right spine reaches open, and breathe into the right side body. Press down through the left hand. This will help twist the spine further. And then as we exhale, we release back to center. And we'll switch sides here. The right arm extends long. Press the right tricep against the right inner thigh. And reach the left arm up. Root down evenly through both heels, through both feet. Keep drawing the right hip down towards the mat as the left rib cage releases up and open towards the sky. And exhale, release Malasana squat back to center. Find length here. Find steadiness of breath. And come back to your intention that you set at the start of class. Release the palms down, straighten the legs as you inhale. Halfway lift and lengthen. As you exhale, we'll take a big toe peace finger grip around the big toes. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, and then exhale, fold over the thighs. Draw the elbows out towards the edges of your mat, the right arm reaching to the right side, the left elbow pointing out to the left side. Press into the toes so the weight is light in the heels. And then again, engage through the kneecaps. As you exhale, draw the belly button closer to the spine, hollow out through the belly, and draw the belly closer to the thighs closer to the belly, so there's a two-way action. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, release the bind, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, shift forward to high plank. Exhale, like a wave, roll it back, downward facing dog. Soft and steady. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Downward facing dog, exhale, draw it back. Inhale, soft and gentle forward. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg lifts, three-legged. Step it forward, foot in between the hands, and then lower the left knee down. Untuck through the left toes. Come into an extended Ardha Hanumanasana. So walk the right toes forward and then retuck through the left heel in the left toe line. Walk the left knee back behind you. Walk the right leg forward, working to full splits, Hanumanasana. Keep the left toes tucked the whole time. So we have options here with the blocks. We can either take a block underneath of that front right thigh and support the right leg. We can take blocks underneath both hands to find some length from the floor so that the spine can grow taller. Or the fingertips can be tented on the floor. If you're in full splits and both legs are fully released to the ground, that's great. Wherever you are is perfect. We'll stay here and we find even inhales and longer exhales. Maybe close the eyes. Soften through the jaw. Release the upper teeth and the lower teeth from one another. If you're drawing lines in your forehead, release the forehead tension. And come back to the breath. And begin to walk the hands forward. Use the left toes to walk the left knee in. Draw the right heel back in towards the body, so we're shortening our stance. And then we'll re-bend into the right knee, release the right hamstring, tuck through the back left toes, the left knee lifts, downward facing dog, step it back. Take a couple of breaths here. And then lower the knees down, come to sit on the heels, untuck the toes. Draw the left hand to the heart, the right hand to the belly, close the eyes. Take a moment to rest, take a moment to breathe. Find rest, find recovery, feel the prana flow on the inside. And now we take it into the second side. So lift, downward facing dog, tuck the toes, exhale, draw it back. And then inhale, soft wave forward, high plank posture. exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips, melt the heels. Inhale, high onto the toes, shift forward, high plank. Downward facing dog, exhale, draw the heels back. Inhale, find your flow, shift forward. Downward facing dog, exhale, draw it back. Left leg lifts three-legged. And step forward. Foot in between the hands, lower the right knee down, untuck the right toes. Step the left foot forward, and we're coming into our full splits posture. Take our time to get there. So work into Ardha Hanumanasana first. And then begin to lengthen your posture. The left heel long. Keep the right toes tucked the whole time. Maybe lift the right knee, walk the right knee back further. This helps find length through the right hip flexor. And then find your blocks here. It's normal to be asymmetrical here, so if one side is different than the other, no stress and no worries. Let's come back to that steady breath. Notice where your attention is going. So if you're thinking about only where this is uncomfortable, maybe change your perspective and send the breath to where this feels good. And you take a moment to change the perspective. The neck soften. Stay with me now. Begin to slowly shift your way forward. Find that shortened stance again. We'll rebend into the left knee. Planting through the left foot. Let the hips sink down. And then tuck the back right toes. We make our way into downward facing dog. Plant the palms. The left leg steps back. Lower the knees down. Laces come down, so untuck the toes. Take a cat-cow if you'd like before you settle in. This time we have the option to come into hero's posture, so you can stay seated on your heels. Or you have the option, keep the kneecaps together, walk the heels wide. The sit bones will come down to the mat in between the heels. The goal one day is to have both sit bones rooted onto the mat. If you find a float here and floating off, then just tent the fingertips to the outsides of the legs to give yourself a little bit of support, or come back to sitting on the heels. Shoulders, crown of the head, hips in one straight line. Belly button active, low core working here. That transverse abdominis engaged to help us find length. Come back to an even breath. Oh, begin to release, coming forward into a tabletop position. Take the right leg, stretch it long back behind you, seal the toes into the mat, and just find a rock forwards and backwards over the toe line, massaging out the calf muscle, the ankle, the toes, the plantar fascia. And then same thing on the left side, begin working that rocking motion forwards and backwards, just finding release and openness, energy and fluid into the joints and the tissue. We'll cross the ankles, come sit on the sit bones. Extend the legs long and wide out in front of you into a V-shaped posture. Coming into a seated wide-legged forward fold. Take the hands behind you, one hand behind you, one hand in front of the pubic bone, and then walk the pubic bone forward. Flex the toes back towards the hips. So this pose is all about the rotation from the pelvis and not through the spine. So we're pressing the pubic bone forward, and as we find length here, we lengthen on the inhale, and then as we exhale, we begin to walk forward. However, the walk forward is coming through the rotation of the pubic bone and the pelvis instead of the thoracic spine. So keep flexing the toes back towards the face, and press the back of the knees down into the mat. Maybe so much press from the knees that the heels are light. Maybe the heels float up and off the ground. Quad muscles are active and engaged. Length through the spine. So we begin to come down into our final postures of the practice. We stay with integrity with the breath, integrity with our intention of the practice. Keep drawing the toes back. Keep finding length through the spine. Keep finding rotation of the pelvis. Maybe we release a little bit deeper if the body feels ready. If not, we just stay where we are. We work where we are. It's how we find progress. Without forcing. Begin to inhale, walk yourself back in. Take the hands underneath of the kneecaps. We'll come into Baddha Konasana posture. Draw the feet together. Take the hands, press them into the mat, and shift the hips forward. So walk the hips forward towards the heels, and then find a left and right rock here. Let the knees just kind of rock left and right, opening up through the hips. As you inhale, find a grip on the ankles, sit tall, and then exhale, begin to shift forward. Again, we'll try and keep a long spine here. There's no wrong way to do this. So if you'd like to round, please round forward, tucking the chin to the chest. If you would like to keep the long spine, keep the spine tall. Maybe the elbows press down into the inside edges of the knees to help the knees release down. And as we inhale, begin to draw the knees in, plant the feet. Slowly work your way down to lay onto your spine, one vertebrae at a time. And draw the left knee into the chest. Extend the right leg long, Pavana Muktasana, just as we started class. Draw the left knee in and then find half happy baby. Find your bind, peace finger grip or grip on the edge of the foot. Begin to inhale and straighten the leg up towards the sky. Long, slow exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Release the grip, coming into a spinal twist here. The left leg comes to the outside edge of the mat onto the right side. So we're rolling over towards the right. If you'd like to stay here, you can, or taking it deeper, the left hand will bind onto the right laces of the foot, finding a quad stretch on that right leg. The right hand will find either the left knee or the left edge of the foot, straightening the left knee long. We'll twist here, working the left shoulder down into the mat. So maybe pressing the right elbow down to help find the twist of the left shoulder, connecting the left shoulder down, the twist of the thoracic spine. Begin to gently release. Plant the hips, hug both knees into the chest. Neutralize the spine, neutralize the hips. Now draw the right knee in, Pavana Muktasana, straighten through the left leg. And half happy baby, find your bind. Begin to inhale, straighten the sole of the foot towards the sky. Exhale, knee to chest. Spinal twist, begin to roll to the left side. That right knee releases to the outside edge of the mat. The right hand can grab onto the laces of the left foot. The left hand grabbing onto the outside edge of the right leg, straightening through that right knee. Now we're working the twist here, finding a stretch through the quad muscle, finding a stretch through the right IT band, working the right shoulder down, and finding the breath. Begin to untwist and unravel the body. Once more, we'll draw the knees into the chest. If you're ready for Shavasana, straighten through the legs. Let the legs go wide, set yourself up well. The right leg releasing to the right edge of the mat. The left leg releasing to the left edge. Let the big toes roll out and open to the side. Set yourself up well. This is Mia here, my puppy, family dog. So let the distractions be distractions around you for a moment. Just notice them. And then as you're ready, begin to let all those distractions fade away from you. Let the noises around you settle. Let them fade away like passing clouds in a soft sky. Let the breath become heavy and natural without forcing an inhale, without forcing an exhale, just an easy rise and fall of the chest. Let your body rest. Give yourself permission to soften, to be fully supported by Mother Earth beneath of you. Begin to awaken your body if you're ready. Please stay in Shavasana if you'd like. There's no rush to come out of this relaxation, this position of deep rest. If you're with me, we'll roll to the right side, beginning to awaken the body, taking a pause in this fetal position of rebirth, new perspective. As you're ready, we'll rise to an easy, comfortable seat, and the hands meet at heart center. Bow down to yourself in gratitude. It was an honor to teach. Namaste.